10 years, 50 years, 100 years, whatever is left of your life, that's how long you have until the day of judgment. No, before you know it, it's going to be here. Before you know it, you'll be on the day of judgment. On the day of judgment. And that's really when your rank is decided for eternity. Yes.
I think also that's what the Quran says, that the day of judgment is nearer than what we think it is. Now I hope I don't confuse the issue.
It's actually
But,
the blink of an eye.
Yeah. But you know, this is very important, especially if we discuss with other people like the Christians. The Christians and others, and some Muslims say, well, suppose a man lived 5,000 years. Before judgment, suppose that the end of the world is the year 2000. What was happening to him? You see how they are? It's very interesting. What was happening to him those what was happening to him those 7,000 years? It seems to make sense. And so people have to invent limbo or a kind of purgatory where people are all placed like in a big waste basket. When somebody dies, Allah puts him in a waste basket. Yeah. Another one dies. And all the thousands of years pass, he collects them, and then he judges all of them. I think this is a very wrong way of looking at it, right? Because if we follow the Quran, we must not use our time dimension. Before Allah, time is not the same. This already shows. We must not look at the day of resurrection in terms of our earthly time dimension. That is, and it's been emphasized in our group, before Allah, resurrection has already taken place, and people already have gone to heaven and have gone to hell. All right? But to us, we are stuck to our material world. We are thinking of those who died 5,000 years, and maybe those who will live the next so many thousand years. But from the point of view from another point of view, if the resurrection is like one night or like the blink of an eye after our death, then we don't ask anymore the question, what happens to those who have been alive and who have died 5,000 years ago? Quran says very clearly, and the other religions also say, that the final judgment of the last hour is for everyone. It seems to be inconsistent with the fact that people die in different centuries. But not the way the Quran explains it. Quran assumes, with the rest, it is one final judgment, one final hour, and yet, between the time of our death and that is like the blink of an eye, and so on. And I think that's to me, that's the meaning of the verse, that it is nearer than what we think it is. Because to many people, especially the Christians, they say, well, I'll die now, and suppose the world will still exist for 20,000 years, I will be in limbo for 20,000 years. Therefore, the Quran is false. But no, the Quran says, no, it's nearer. And so people are expecting for it anytime. Now, Christ himself said that the hour is near at hand. And people were waiting. The year 1000, everybody thought it's going to be the last judgment. And you wait in the year 2000, everybody will wait for it. Because the thing near in the sense of year. And I think here the Quran is very clear when it tries to show the relativity of time between we and our ancestors, and we and our future descendants, and the time between our life now and the year after. But the way the Quran explains it, I think all the difficulties are done. And we need not ask the question anymore. From the time we die and the last hour, how many thousands of years it will take place? And I think Islam is the only religion that has given this answer. As far as I know, my studies of comparative religion. I don't know if I'm speaking sentence.
Yes, that's good.
But then I
Of
just
course.
want to add to that also. But then doesn't the computer speak tell us how many more years we got before the day of judgment?
Right, but as far as we're concerned, and the people who died long time ago, between death and resurrection, there is no time. It passes like one night. So people, us, we sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, die, wake up. So there's no difference at all between sleeping and dying. In fact, people don't know that they died. John Kennedy doesn't know he died.
He thinks he was a slave headed.
He knows, yeah, yeah.
What I mean to say is that people get themselves frozen. You know, people
Yeah.
and then they freeze themselves and then they come back to the wonderful world.
Right.
In for a surprise.
Where is that though? I mean, it just kind of goes. I don't think you will ever be able to do that. Quite honestly, you know,
Of course not. Yeah. It's a fraud.
I hope not anyway.
They make money
You know,
from that.
they have to be clinically dead before they're allowed to do it. What?
Pardon?
Well,
Yeah.
there was another
Yes,
example.
there's a number of rich people who have their bodies frozen because this is what Angela is talking about. They are waiting for scientific advances that will have that can solve their diseases or cure their diseases. And one of the big one of these big firms had a power breakdown where all the bodies thawed, and the relatives are suing the firm for that. But speaking of the time dimension that Jim Mahfoud was talking about, actually you can do it right here in this world. If you go on a spaceship, you ride the rocket, and go outside the Earth's atmosphere, it's not like 50 miles from here, up. Then there's no night, there's no day, there's no hour, there's no time. Unless you want to use your heart like a clock or something, heartbeat. But as soon as you leave, the reason we have night and day here is that the sun is now on the other side of the earth and we are in the shade. But if you leave the planet Earth, there's no time.
Just to add something to that, relativity physics teaches that clock, okay? The length of a second is not fixed. It
Right.
depends on the speed that it's going. And the old analogy is if somebody is 27 years old and he could go close to the speed of light for 50 years and then come back to the earth, it would be thousands of years later.
That's right.
So the idea of, the common sense idea of time just being duration, being something fixed,
That's the theory of relativity.
and it's confirmed by the old occult doctrines and the Quran.
We have only 26 minutes, and I would have asked
We're not going that
Brother
far.
Ahmed Aslan to explain it to us. We have only 26 minutes. Yeah, the time is something that we made up. But the people don't know that they die. Amazing. There are many examples of people who were involved in accidents. They painted, and they when they came to, they said we could have been dead, or we couldn't, but it just happened we came back. They didn't die. So it doesn't matter what kind of death the people die. They don't know how that they died. Like Kathleen says, John Kennedy thinks he has a spinal surgery. And they're still operating on him in the hospital. The person goes in the operating table and he goes in and he's anesthetized. When he either dies or comes back. But if he dies, he doesn't know. And when he opens his eyes, it's the day of resurrection, and he looks for the doctors to ask him, was the operation successful? And they tell him, oh, this is the day of judgment. Say, hey, wait a minute. What happened to my kids? It was gonna be a funny day, actually. Only funny for the believers. It's not funny to the disbelievers. It's gonna be a shocker for the disbelievers.
Well, yeah. I just like okay, just like what you were just saying 2 minutes ago. Okay, like the person who's on the operating table and then they wake up. Now just, I'm a man imagine that if it's a believer, okay, of Quran, then they already know, then if they was a student of Quran and all this, they should know if that's what the angel's supposed to say, Assalamu alaikum and all this kind of stuff or whatever. On the day of judgment, I'm saying, if you're a believer, they're welcoming you, okay? But what I'm thinking, also.
No, but you talk about the angels who communicate salam and all this after you were resurrected.
That's
you
what
know.
I'm talking about. If they died on the table when they was resurrected, if they was a believer. Okay, and what I'm saying is, like, we know, we have an idea what it's going to be like on the day of resurrection. But then we also fear God also. And I was just wondering, would we know,
That
but
you
then
died?
to be afraid and forget? I mean,
No, your question is,
It's just
do the
waiting.
believers know that they died? That's your question?
No.
What's
No,
it?
It's just that I was wondering if they're gonna be so, right, if they're still gonna be, so afraid of Allah, because still we don't know if we're believers or not, even though we feel or think we know we're
That's it. When
believers.
we wake up in this and this, are we gonna be assured that we are going to Jannah?
Right,
Oh, that's what
right.
it says.
Yeah, when you open your eyes, you know that you're going to
Remember
heaven.
that? There won't be any moment of doubt?
No, but you look at your size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
your size.
See yourself as big as the water, you think, uh-oh. Okay, so in other words, if the angels come to you and say, Assalamu alaikum, this is the day you've been waiting for,
Right.
then you know right away, and then you go have.
When you are
you
resurrected,
know.
the moment you are resurrected, you know if you are the people of heaven or the people of
Right,
hell.
right. But then too, it's an Assalamu alaikum, and then the record, or, you know what I'm saying? Do you get the record first and, Assalamu alaikum, or what?
No, the record will be in your neck, handed in your neck. I mean, not literally. Everybody's record will be, will tie to your neck. I mean, this is just symbolic. In other words, you'll have your record with you.
Okay, because I'm thinking of the verse that's in Quran that tells you, give you some type of idea whether or not you're going to heaven or hell when you get your record in your right hand, and then behind your back.
No, these are all symbolic, but if you look up Surah 17, it will tell you about that. Surah 17, the number is 13. Page 188. Verse 13. Under the subtitle, the video record. It says, we have the record of every human being tied to his neck. Then, on the day of resurrection, you will give him a record that he will find accessible. Read your record. Today, you suffice as reckoner for yourself. So you be the judge, in other words. So that record that you'll find, the video record of your life from birth to death, will explain to you why you are in this position. Whatever position you find yourself in. So that record will simply explain to you why.
Okay, then that other verse was just, I guess